Alison Williams is one of the leading contemporary Indigenous artists in Australia. She's been creating art professionally for about 20 years now. She's this year's recipient of the New South Wales Indigenous Art Fellowship from Sydney City Council and New South Wales Ministry for the Arts. Lately, she's been introducing her work to high school students across Manitoba. She also introduced it to us earlier in our studio. Have a look. Alison, very good of you to stop by today, especially all the way from Australia. Welcome to Canada. Let's start with the award that you've just received, the 2008 recipient of the South Wales Indigenous Art Fellowship. How does it feel to win something like that?
Fantastic. It's great. It's an unreal opportunity. So certainly, I mean, I dreamed about getting the grant and having the award when I applied to have it, but when I got the call and they said you've won the award, I thought, well, this is just fantastic.
Tell us a little bit about your personal heritage, being of Indigenous descent in Australia and becoming an artist through that.
Yeah, I'm Gumbaynggirr descent, and Gumbaynggirr Nation is in New South Wales, on the north coast of New South Wales, and that's on my mum's side. And I've sort of grown up actually away from Gumbaynggirr Nation. My mum was the only one out of 7 brothers and sisters that moved away when she was quite young, and we used to go back every Christmas holidays. We'd all go back up to the family and in the homelands and camp and have holidays, and they were my best memories as a child. So when it came time for me as an adult to settle down, there was no question as to where I'd be going, because I really felt a sense of belonging in that area. So I consequently moved up and had children and, you know, settled down and produced artwork amongst other things.
And that shows up in your artwork. Tell us a little bit about it. I mean, these are fabulous.
Well, I've brought these over actually to exhibit with 2 other artists from Canada, Marcel Debray, who's a French-Canadian artist, and Irvin Head, who's I think a Cree descendant, lives up at Cranberry Portage. He's a sculptor. So there's a body of, I think I've got about 15 artworks that I brought to exhibit, and these are just 3 of them. And basically these ones, I suppose, are all fairly personal statements, a lot to do with me, and the centre one there is actually like a midden design. I don't know if you have the term midden here.
I don't think so.
Okay, well, sometimes on the beaches or on sides of lakes or riverbeds, you'll have earth wash away, and you know, or fall away, and you may see layers of shell and stone, and it's sort of almost like it could be like a shell dump from food preparation and harvesting from many years ago. So you sort of just get these layers of existence that the archaeologists are very interested in, because they can tell a lot about how Indigenous people lived many years ago. So I use the same sort of theme with that artwork, but just sort of applied it to my life, you know, so there's just layers of stages of your life.
That's a very good analogy.
And there's one there, Weaving the Songs of My Ancestors, the first one is called, and it's about teaching culture and teaching respect to your next generation. And
that's also what you're doing here in Canada. Your first time here, you're in Manitoba, sharing your artwork and sharing your personal stories as well.
That's right.
How has that been going? What specifically are you working with the kids?
Well, we went to McGregor, I think you call it collegiate school. We went there on Wednesday, and we did a couple of programs with the kids there, and I've really worked with Aboriginal culture for quite some time. So really in the last 10 years I've done a lot with bush tucker, bush medicine, dance, you know, cultural issues. So it was great because we got to cover quite a bit, you know, not only show the artwork, but I had them up dancing and you know, having a go on the didgeridoo and you know, hitting clapsticks together and sort of, you know, give them really a bit of a flavour of many aspects of Indigenous culture, which in many ways is very similar to the Indigenous culture here. You know, there's some things that I've found quite interesting, you know, since I've been here, like your smudging, the native smudging, we do the same thing, smoking we call it, but it's the same use of smoke for cleansing and purification.
Wow,
yeah,
very
yeah.
neat. Hey, opposite sides of the globe and yet still a whole lot in common.
That's
Alison,
right.
thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you.